Hi everyone, and thanks for joining me. Today we're making a Rosette Christmas tree with the Cricut. This is Cricut Maker or Cricut Explorer friendly. And if you don't have a Cricut yet, stay tuned. I think you can still make this by cutting it by hand and scoring it by hand. So let's get started. So let's go over what you're going to need for this project. We're going to be making 11 rosettes. And you can see I've got 10 here. We're going to make the last one together. You're going to need a glue gun. You're going to need some 1-inch circles and some 1/2-inch circles. If you want a base for your Christmas tree, you're going to need that. I've just used a piece of painted wood. You could also just use a circle of cardstock. You could use a Dixie cup that you painted. All kinds of possibilities for the base. And then you're going to need this design space file, which I have linked in the description below the video. There are 2 mats in the file, but you need to cut each mat 2 times. So we're going to cut each mat 2 times. I couldn't get everything into one file. It was just too much information for design space and it crashed. It wouldn't save it. So if you just cut this file 2 times, that's going to give you enough to make the rosettes. Now again, I just used a punch to cut my circles. You can put those in design space. You need about a 1-inch circle and a 1/2-inch circle. So if you cut each mat twice, you will have 12 rosettes. This is my, I'm sorry, 11. This is my 11th one right down here on the bottom. And it's going to look something like this when you cut it out. It's going to be a bunch of strips of cardstock with score lines. Now, if you don't have a Cricut Maker or a Cricut Explorer, you can cut this by hand and then just score every 1/2 inch. You're going to cut your rectangles and then make each one a 1/4 inch smaller than the last one, starting at whatever size you want. To put this together, you're going to begin folding your score lines. Now, start each one the same. If you fold down on the first one, fold down on the second one. But then you're just going to fan fold it. Just like you did back in school when you made those fans, you're just going to fan fold it. I'm trying to show you here. I think it's easiest for me to just hold it up like this. So I'm folding up and then down and then up and then down. I find it easiest to fold all of my strips and then start assembly, but I wanted to save this one to show you how to do on camera. And again, every time you start a new strip, if you started folding down on the first one, then start that on the second one. And that's just going to help you in the end glue them together a little bit nicer. So once you have all of your strips folded, you want to make sure that you crease them really well. You can use a bone folder here. I'm just squeezing this one, but you want to make sure you have nice crisp folds, and it should look something like this. Now find the 2 that match. You should have 2 of each size in each color. And you're just going to put a little bit of glue on your first fold and glue it down. And again, if you fold each one the same way, these will go right together. But if you don't, it's no worries. You can still make it glue together. Just glue your ends together. But you want to glue it so that the mountain and valley folds continue. So whether you glue it end to end or you kind of go over your last fold, that's either way is fine, but you just want to make sure that you keep that fan fold pattern to make this rosette turn out right. So once you have that glued together, you're going to glue both ends together just like I've done here. And you can see it kind of makes a circle like so. You're going to take one of your circles. This is the 1-inch circle, and I used that on most of them until I got to the 3 smallest ones. And you just want to fill it up with some glue. I find this is the easiest way to put rosettes together. And I'm just going to center that and fold the inside down and hold it for just a moment. Let that glue set enough that it holds it in place. Then I'm going to put a little glue right in the middle and around that top center, and I'm going to add another circle. And again, your circles don't even have to match. I just happen to use the leftover scrap at the bottom to make my circles. You're not going to see them, except for on the very top one you could see it, but The rest of them you're not going to see. So it looks kind of like this. So you're going to continue to do that for all of your rosettes. Match up the 2 strips that are of the same color and the same size, and you should have graduated rosettes when you're done. You'll have a large one working all the way down to the smallest one. So as you can imagine, we're just going to start stacking these up. We're going to grab the largest one, add a little bit of glue right in the center, and then we're going to take the next largest one and center that right on top and hold it long enough for that glue to hold. Now I know everybody's going to ask where I got my glue stand. Every time I have this in a video, I get asked. I will link it in the description below this video. I actually picked it up at the Great Lakes Mega Show in Novi, Michigan, but you can absolutely get it online, and I do love it. So just continue gluing and stacking your rosettes from the largest to the smallest. And again, you don't have to use the red and green colors that I used. You can make it all the same color, but you just need to make sure that you, when you match your rosette pieces up and you're making the long chain, that you have matching sizes. You could also make this a little bit bigger by cutting each color out 4 times and making 2 of each size, and then you would stack the 2 big ones and then go to the next 2 smaller ones and the next 2 smaller ones after that. That would make it a little bit taller. And you can see here I've got mine all stacked together, and I just glued using hot glue, I just glued the piece of wood on the bottom just to lift it up a little bit when it sets on my table. I think this turns out so cute. These are so easy. And for the top, you have a couple different options. One, you could turn that top rosette absolutely sideways and have that be your top. I like to just leave it flat like this. And then you could use a bow, which is what I'm going to do. And I would just hot glue that bow on there. Just trying to make sure that that's nice and flat. So you could just hot glue the bow right on top like this. Or I had a couple other options. I had this little tassel. I thought that would be cute on the top. Or I made a yarn pom-pom, which I think would be adorable, right on top. So a lot of different options. I'm just going to use the bow and hot glue that right on the top. And then I'm going to finish it off by just hot gluing some snowflakes that I cut out of Cricut glitter cardstock. And again, I'll have all these products linked in the description below the video. But you can cut out snowflakes out of cardstock. You could cut out stars. You could glue some little Christmas ornaments on there. All kinds of different options. However you wanted to decorate your tree. Some gems would be really cute. I just had a die. I ran it through the Cuttlebug, cut out the glitter cardstock snowflakes, and I'm just gluing those on. There are also snowflakes available in Design Space in case you want to make yours look just like mine. And that's it. That's all there is to these Rosette Christmas trees. Really, really simple. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please like, subscribe, and share. If you make one of these or were inspired to make one, I would love it if you would tag me. I am on Instagram, so tag me on Instagram. Or you can tag me on Facebook, on my Facebook page, or in the Facebook groups. I would love, love, love to see your version of the Rosette Christmas trees. As always, thanks for watching and never stop making. See you guys. Bye.